You guys ready? Okay, we're here after CMU's RMAC quarterfinal win, 72-46 over New Mexico Highlands. Got Olivia Reed Thyne, Coach Taylor Wagner, and Brooklyn Palmer, coach. Kids came out once they kind of figured out what Highlands was doing defensively.
Yeah.
Kind of got it going.
Yeah, they came out in that zone. It took us a few minutes to kind of figure that out, and then I thought we, settled down a little bit better on the offensive side and hit some shots.
Yeah, I know, flashbacks from last year you didn't want to have and trying to put that far from your memory. But, the kids who were here last year kind of know what can happen if you're not ready, and it looked like they came out ready to play tonight.
Yeah, we were focused, and, that was one thing I was worried about is you never know. That first game is the toughest one, and the girls, like I said, they were focused the whole time. And I felt like our defense was really good. The offense, we kind of had moments, and then we went through some dry spells. But for the most part, the defense I was really impressed by.
Yeah. Inside, you guys both had a little bit of a size advantage at times, and you definitely took advantage of that when you did. But defensively, you really made things tough for their post players. And I know Ungatau was exhausted by the end of the game. But what was the key defensively against Highlands inside tonight?
Yeah, from the very first, just when we very first talked with Coach, one of the things he had on the board was just limit their points in the paint. And that first half, I think we didn't do quite as well. But then in the second half, we really locked in and just tried to focus on making them take tough shots. And if they're going to hit one, it's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, I think helping the helper was something that we really needed to work on, or really needed to focus on. They got good people with good skills, and so one-on-one battles is something that we really strive for. And then if we do get beat, we know your teammate has your back, and then your next teammate has your back. And so just being able to rotate and play defense as a team, I think, was key for us.
Yeah. Offensively against that zone, you hit some early threes. Riley hit one, Brooklyn hit a couple, Kylie hit a couple, and it really kind of made them say, well, I don't know that we can zone these guys as much. So
yeah, we hit a couple, and then, they kind of went to the perimeter and started guarding that, and then we went into Liv, and she had a whole bunch of points down there. So it was great. I felt like we shared the ball, and, it was what I told the girls, it's just a different feel. We're used to quick hitters and moving the ball and cutting and everything, and when they play zone, you stand a little bit more, and, you rely on the perimeter shot maybe a little bit more than normal, and just comes different ways. So it's a different feel to play and probably watch, but we got the same result.
Yeah. Liv, I know they were collapsing on you. You put it on the floor. Looked like there were 6 hands around the ball and another player coming in to try to help out. Once you kind of figured out how they were collapsing, you kind of kicked it back out and reposted. So, it's kind of like every game is going to be different from here on out for you.
Yeah, I feel like every team does it a little bit different. I know the first time we played them, they weren't doubling, and so I don't think I expected it as quite, especially in that first, the beginning of the game. But Coach P just talked to me and just told me to wait a sec and just keep my elbows up, and I probably could have done a little bit of a better job. But
Liv, how important was it for you coming into this game? It seems like the last couple of games leading into the tournament, teams were really selling out to try to slow you down. Just like Coach was saying, the first game's the hardest. To have a huge box score like this in game one, how important is that, you think, for you going forward in this tournament?
Yeah, I think it's big. Patty mentioned it, but last year was rough, to say the least, and I think everyone who was here just kind of had that in the back of their mind and kind of had that experience and understanding that you need to come out. But in terms of the last few games, every team just does it different, and so I just try my best to approach it the same way each time and just try to make the best play that I can and try to make the right play.
And then, Coach, once again, you guys out-rebounded Highlands in this one. When you're trying to make adjustments on the fly, how helpful is it knowing, we're going to get multiple chances if we're going to start jacking up threes or we want to start feeding it into Liv? How important is that for you?
Well, that's one thing we talk about, especially against a zone. If we're going to shoot perimeter shots, we got to crash the boards because they're not used to, blocking out in that. They're kind of standing in an area, so there's going to be, you can kind of guess where it might go. And like you said, we got a lot of offensive rebounds, a lot of second opportunities. That made them guard a little bit longer, and I thought it was key in this game.
Brooklyn, when you come out and you hit a couple of threes early, does that kind of send a shockwave through the other post players? Like, oh man, their center is hitting threes right now. So what do we do now?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's always good to see your first one go. I think it's like a breath of fresh air. But, I mean, I think it helps open up the floor a little bit just because, I mean, if anyone's hitting shots like today, Riley was, I was, Kylie was, and so it helps open up the post. And so it's harder to double if you know you have people surrounding Liv too, because you know that they're going to be out there hitting shots. So it's good to see them fall, and I think Liv does a good job of getting it in. And if she's doubles and she kicks out, and it's important that we can do our part to knock down those shots.
Yeah, you also had, a nice little post-to-post, kind of a blind pass in there for a while. I mean, just the chemistry between you two gets better every week, it looks like. Is it, I mean, obviously you work together a lot, but it's kind of fun to have her throwing you the ball.
Yeah, I love playing with Liv, and I think she's a super smart player and a super, super unselfish player. So she knows when to make the right pass and when to take it up. So if she's not getting points, she's getting assists because she knows how to play down low and how to work with the people around her. It's super fun being able to play with her.
Not sure who you play next when we know, who it could be.
Yeah.
I mean, either one, Black Hills or Pueblo is going to be a tough game. You've beaten them both twice, but you expect now another knockdown drag out no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be tough. And, they're fighting. They want the championship just as much as us. And we've just got to be ready and focused. And the things that we've done well all year, we've got to continue to do and not kind of slip into, getting and making mistakes and not working as hard. So that'll be the message the next couple days is we've really got to lock in and be laser focused.
Anything else? Okay, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank